What is the average value of y equals x sine of x on the interval 0 less than x less than pi over 2? Okay, so we're probably going to have to use our calculator for this one. Not necessarily to solve the integral, because we're going to find the integral, and then we're going to divide by the distance. And from there, that should give us the average value. So, color purple. So if we have a, let's see here. Y equals x is something like this. Sine of x is kind of like, let's see, pi over 2. So it would go from here to maybe there, because pi over 2, sine of pi over 2 is 1. So maybe the graph looks something kind of like this. Maybe kind of like that. And the idea is we will find this area under the curve, and then divide by pi over 2, and that'll give us the average. So, two ways for us to solve this integral. One is to plug into a calculator, and the other, I think, would probably be integration by parts, because we can use integration by parts, and I think the acronym is something along the lines of ILATE. And then there's that T, which E, which I didn't leave room for. So inverse trigonometric, log, algebraic. Wait a sec, what's the second I for? I'll get rid of that second I. Trigonometric, exponential. So X would fall under algebraic. So we're going to go for that right now. Click. So we have integral x sine of x dx. Figure out what the integration by parts formula is. I don't memorize it, mostly because my memory is about the size of a goldfish. My memory is the size of a goldfish, not my brain. Should have been more clear. Okay, so we have the product rule. Integrate everything, and we have integral uv prime equals uv minus integral v du. Yep. And that's just rearranging, taking the integral. So we'd say u equals x v prime, or dv if you will, is sine of x. I guess we could probably actually say sine of x dx. Integral of sine of x dx would be cosine of x. So, I always have trouble remembering with this negative sign. So what I do is I say, all right, sine of x, it's going to be cosine of x. And then I take, all right, what do I need to do when I take the derivative of cosine of x to get sine of x? And when you take the derivative of cosine of x, you're going to get the opposite sign. So we're going to have negative cosine of x to get positive sine of x. U prime equals 1. Okay, use our formula real quick. So u, x, v is cosine of x, negative, minus integral of v, negative cosine of x, du, which is 1. And then it'll be a dx. There's supposed to be a dx there. Okay. Positive, positive equals negative x cosine of x plus, and this would be negative sine of x. Get rid of that real quick. Go back to here. Excellent. Excellent. Is that right? I think that's right. Integral cosine of x? Yep. And then we'll evaluate all of this from 0 to pi over 2. Pi over 2. Half a pi. Okay. I could probably do something like this. I don't know if it's actually going to make my life easier or not, but it's more adventurous. I just took the negative, and then you flip the limits of integration. yeah, you're right. I should change colors. Okay. So we plug in 0, we get 0 times cosine of 0 plus sine of 0. So we have 0 minus pi over 2 times cosine of pi over 2, which is 0, plus minus sine of pi over 2, which equals 1, negative 1. So we have 0. So we plug in 0, 0, 0, yep, pi over 2, 0, 1. Yep. I'm feeling I'm wondering if there was a sign error that we made, because I'm feeling kind of flaky about that negative 1 there. Okay. So then our answer would be negative 1 over pi over 2. Time to get out our calculator. Okay. Clear? 2 divided by 3.1415. That gives us 6. Darn, dang. 0.636, which is about that one, but it's negative, and I don't know why. I think I had a sign error somewhere, and I just failed. I failed. Darn. So let's see. Cosine integral of cosine. I think the integral of cosine is actually positive sine. Okay. Wait, one. Okay. Jeez, do you think I would know this? Integral of cosine of x. This is embarrassing. Should I be embarrassed? I should be embarrassed. Terribly embarrassed. Positive sine of x. Oh, well. So, this is the mistake I made. Plus, which becomes negative, which becomes plus. There we go. So, 0.636. All right? So that's the way I would do it. You know, I would recommend leaving out the mistake, but as long as you catch it, I guess that's fine. All right, so let's look at this another way real quick. Since we have time, we'll do x sine of x window. We'll go from 0 to pi over 2, which is like 1.5, 2-ish. We'll go from negative 1 to 1, negative 1 to 1. And then we'll graph it. Should go up. Yeah. We're going to go from negative 2 to 2. Good call. Graph. And I don't know if this way is actually quicker or not. I trust my hand calcs more than I trust my use of calculators. Though, as I've just proven to you guys, that may not be the best choice. All right. Integral. We'll start from 0. So slow. So feels like when you're filling up your car with gas and you're just watching the numbers go. It's like so slow. Go faster. You're so slow. All right. So we want to go to pi over 2, which is like 1.5. 1.6. Between 1.55. We'll split the difference. 1.5. Yeah, it looks like pi over 2. Maybe. Click. And this gives us 0.927. Oh, that doesn't feel right at all. Well, okay, 0.972. Hmm. 0.972 divided by pi over 2. So we have 0.972 times 2 divided by 3.1415. That's close. 0.618? Yeah, good for us. I should have been more accurate with the whole pi's and such. Pi over 2. But, so we got 0.618. So this is the area, the value of this from 0 to pi over 2. And when we divide that by pi over 2, which is our distance, we get about 0.618, which is kind of, sort of, almost 0.637. And that's the answer. So, long story short, there's two ways to do this problem. You're going to have to use a calculator probably at some point because you don't want to divide by pi over 2. But, that being said, you can do the integral by hand or using, integration by parts. Or if you just don't know how to do it, don't want to do it, you can just graph this and then use a calculator to solve this integral for you. And that's how you do this average value problem.